What's up, everybody? Today I got Ben Dubard, my partner in the A to Z course, A to Z crypto course, and we're just going to talk about whatever you guys want to talk about today if anybody shows up, because this is not my normal time. We're in the middle of the day. It is 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern, and it's just an odd time for me to stream. So I understand if we don't get a lot of viewers, but it doesn't matter. We will go through a couple topics and get you ready for our upcoming course in June. Actually, it's end of May, May 29th to June 2nd, A to Z crypto course. I want to introduce Ben real quick. I've known Ben now, I don't know, a couple years in the Hex community, and he has shown that he knows his stuff, and he puts together great video content to educate you guys. He has a striving community, a really good community of people that follow him, that go to him for information as far as crypto education and him holding their hand along on their crypto journey. So when Ben came to me and said, "Hey, Randy, I've got a course. I just don't know how to spread the word about it very much." He goes, "Would you help me with this?" And I said, "Absolutely, let's do this." And that was what, 3 months ago, Ben. Here we are.
Yeah. It was funny because I watch a lot of your live streams, and I heard you talk about getting a course for beginners, and I was like, hey, I actually have built something just like that, and I didn't know. I just was like sitting on it, and it was kind of depressing. I spent months kind of working on this thing. I had a lot of different people look over it, like both experienced in crypto and new, and was getting all kinds of feedback. And then I was like, okay, well, now I don't even know like what to do with it. So actually I was kind of giving out the PDFs like for free on my channel for a little bit, and that was good because I was getting a lot of really good feedback on it there. People just telling me how good it was. So now we're going to use these PDFs that are kind of like a PowerPoint, and I'm going to talk through them, and Randy will be there too. And so yeah, the sections we've got: what is money, or what is crypto? What is money? Let's see here. The truth exposed, crypto security, decentralized finance, avoiding scams, and then the last one, the making millions. So it's all pretty good stuff. I don't know. We could look at the table of contents of some of it if you wanted, or
well, we don't really need to. I mean, today let's just talk about whatever people want. If anybody has any questions, hit up in the chat, and we'll get to it. And cool. We'll just mention the crypto course throughout. I think we should do this regularly going forward, and just give the free content out. If anybody wants to, they could join the course and get the more in-depth stuff. I just feel that a lot of people come into crypto, and especially now, unlike when I came in. When I came in 2014, it was Bitcoin, it was XRP, and then Ethereum came out, and you did the ICO for Ethereum, and you got some Ethereum, and then there was the DAO hack where I lost a shit ton, and the DAO hack, and those kind of things. And it was so simple. You just kept your coins on an exchange, which I did. Most people did. I didn't understand not your keys, not your crypto. I didn't meet Trace Mayer until 2016. I was in Argentina at a crypto conference, and that's when he let me in on not your keys, not your crypto. And we were just having a personal conversation. Remember, we were standing right next to the dash table, and I remember saying to him, "Man, these guys look like they're freaking CIA." Comments like that. Dash just spooked me out, and we had a great conversation about it. And that's when I learned about not your keys, not your crypto. And then it was the Cryptopia hack, or Cryptopia meltdown, wherever it happened in 2017, where I decided I'm not going to use exchanges anymore. And I started moving more and more to decentralized. And we got into Hex in 2019, and I have not looked back ever since. It's just been an amazing journey. And your course in particular highlights the benefits of being decentralized and being your own bank.
Yeah. When I kind of fell down the rabbit hole of crypto, I started just watching all these like Bitcoin documentaries on YouTube, like anything I could find. Some were really good, and some just like were bad. I was like, this doesn't make any sense, because I was like, why don't I just use Venmo? And some of these documentaries are like, with Bitcoin, you can send your money to anyone, anywhere. And I was like, well, I can Venmo anyone I want right now, and that's pretty, seamless and quick. Like, I don't really understand what the point is. So there's a lot you kind of got to like delve into and understand.
Well,
So,
If you're international, though, Venmo doesn't work. Either
Yeah,
does Cash App, either does Revolut. For those of you guys in Europe, Revolut doesn't work international. In your region, those things work, but not internationally. The only one I found that really works internationally is PayPal. And I've had PayPal since '96. It's still the way that I operate with my USD. It's the only thing I have left connected to my United States citizenship. If I run my credit score comes back as a big fat 0 because I've been gone for so long. The only thing I have left is PayPal. So yeah,
I've used Wise payments, and that's like instant, like cross border, I guess.
Is it?
But I know at the time I was like, I don't have anyone I'd be sending money to abroad anyway, so whatever. But so yeah,
Now
there's
you
just a lot to understand, like the technology. I think it's important to understand, like, I don't know, it's immutable, it can't be stopped. You're not like, there's not like a central authority granting you permission to send it. I had a friend once who Venmo'd me for like pizza or something, and as a joke he put like Saddam Hussein, like he just put like a name like that, like as a joke, and he was like, oh my gosh, my Venmo is flagged, and he had to like answer a questionnaire of like, what's going on with your Venmo payment. And he was just like being stupid. So it's hard to understand, like, you can send money until you can't for whatever reason, and that's a little scary. And the fact that there's a new way where like it's just math and code doing it, and it's decentralized, meaning it's like everyone's working together. I mean, that's pretty awesome, and I think it's definitely going to like change the world. It already has, honestly, but it's going to continue.
I have a Panama bank account. Many of the no permissions people have set up their accounts here at Tower Bank here in Panama, and I have one as well. But every American who comes down, yes, it's a backup bank account, but if you do go over $10,000 of deposits within 1 year, they have to file FATCA to the IRS to report that you as an American deposited more than $10,000 in a bank account outside of the U.S. So, there is that. So there's still, you could be outside of the country like me, and if you have your name on something, they're going to report it. Yeah, you can get around with it, having 50 bank accounts, but do you really want to do that? It's no fun.
Yeah, that is annoying. I never try to take out like more than 10K in one go, because I think that's the number in the US too, that they'll like
and now Europe is if you have 1,000, they just passed a law. I think it's France. Is it France? No, it's Amsterdam or Netherlands. My buddy, he's Dutch. He's a Ethereum whale. And he told me, we were at lunch 2 days ago, and he said, now, if you are caught with 1,000 euros, it's a felony in the Netherlands. A felony for having 1,000 euros. People realize that 1,000 euros is only $900, or approximately. That's not a lot of cash, a felony. So they're really trying to push this cashless system, and it's not looking good. So we need to either fight back or just get rid of their system, not adopt it at all. And that's what I'm hoping I'm doing. I'm going to get done.
Yeah. Good to see everyone in the chat.
Yes.
Yeah, it makes me think of Richard Hart talks about how a lot of these laws of transporting money across borders or whatever, they haven't kept up with inflation. So I don't know if that's the same thing, if that law applies to this, but just like, like having 10K in cash on an airplane can be like, well, that law was made like 50 years ago or something. So shouldn't that amount be adjusted? What's cool with crypto is you can just have words on a piece of paper that could have access to like millions of dollars, and you can go anywhere you want. and obviously, that's not something that's ideal for governments that want you to stay, in their jurisdiction so they can control, they can take their cut of whatever you have. So,
and if you use one of these, you've got your 24 seed phrase, you can have on a piece of paper. If they get your 24 word seed phrase, you have your 25th hidden phrase, and they still can't access your shit. You don't have to be like Duquan. Did you hear about what Duquan got busted for?
No. Who is that?
Duquan, the guy from Luna.
Oh, Duquan. Yeah.
He got busted for having a ledger stuffed up his ass.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Are you kidding me?
Real? Or was that a joke?
Hey, look, rumors as good as real nowadays. Fake news is fake news. Sometimes people are like, oh, Randy, did you verify that? No, man, I didn't verify it because this is too damn good. I don't care if it's true or not.
Sure.
Crypto Explain says, I'm from Belgium next to Holland. Haven't heard about that €1,000 thing. Seriously. Yeah, this just came out, Crypto Explained. My Dutch friends are freaking out. Yeah, you got to pay attention. They the new law for the euro, the whole EU just came out. You might want to review it. The new crypto one too, that passed into law this week. So I want to do a whole article about it. Maybe I'll research. Maybe that'll be my tomorrow's. I have my every Sunday morning newsletter going out, and maybe that's what my newsletter will be about. Go deep into this new law in the EU regarding crypto. And I've heard that it's actually, there's a lot of good stuff in it for crypto, supporting crypto and making sure that crypto stays legal.
Nice.
That's good to hear. And it's so weird because you have the EU supporting crypto, and then you have the US trying to tear it down and going after the banks that support it, which makes no sense to me. It's like the US is totally shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah, I think once people understand like what crypto is and how it works, like it's just better. And I think the thing I hear from people I know in my life who are like, crypto's so dumb, they're like, it's volatile, it could never be a currency. And like I'm like, well, it doesn't have to be. Like the name cryptocurrency is like so misleading, I feel like, you know.
Just take the currency part off and just call it crypto.
Yeah. Or I like digital assets. I like that one a lot. I mean, once people understand, once I got into the DeFi realm and had a taste of just like zipping my money around all these different things, and like no one's stopping me. I'm not worried about, call your bank, wait on the phone for an hour, get transferred to 4 different places, and it's just like your whole afternoon's taken up with just BS. And it's like, this is what in the world? This is my money. Yep. Once you get like a taste of that freedom, it's just like, you don't want to, at least for me, I did not want to like go back. I was like, this is awesome. I just think once people learn, which is why I think the education's so important. Once people understand that, like, I think I'm optimistic about the future of people realizing it's just a better system. I think people are tired of BS.
I think it'll be parallel to the CBDC system that is being rolled out, the digital currencies, even though that FedNow is more like Venmo. It is not a true digital currency, but they did that to bypass Congress so that the US wouldn't have to pass a law in order to put digital currencies on the map. But in Europe and other countries in Africa and stuff, their CBDCs are actually blockchain based. So they they went through the old school way of doing things, through parliaments and stuff like that to pass it. Where the US said, the Federal Reserve, who is not private, or they are private, they have nothing to do with the federal government. They decided that, we're going to bypass all the elected officials, and we're just going to make this decision. And now you're all going to have FedNow, which is just their version of PayPal / Venmo / Cash App. It's amazing to me.
Did they create their own blockchain in these African countries, or are they running it on like?
They're all different. I've heard some working with Algorand. I've heard some working with XRP or Stellar Lumens. It's all different blockchains that they're working with. And most of them are the ISO 20022 blockchains, the cryptos. So even though I'm a Hexagon and PulseChain type guy, Ethereum, that's what I focus my money on. I still believe that there's a possibility that the ISO 20022 coins could do very well. I wouldn't go and invest in them. I wouldn't put a lot of money over there, but there's coins like Quant. Why not? Own 5-10 Quant and just set them aside. And the next bull run is likely to do a 20-30x. So it's not a bad play to go into coins like Quant or Algorand, because frankly, they're the ones that corporations and companies are going to use because they're ISO 20022 certified. And I don't want to go too much into it. Where the money's at is here. I wouldn't be going for the government stuff. Just know that some people think, XRP could do 1,000,000x. Yeah, sure, bro. Good for you, man. I'm glad you love GovCoin. I don't care about GovCoin. and I want to say, Kaisa, thank you for all the support on Twitter. losing my main account has been terrible for me, and I appreciate you supporting my backup. Anybody who else is sharing Ben's stuff, we appreciate you.
Yeah, definitely. I'm about to drop Kaisa's Twitter because he's been clipping like hex streams on his page, and he only has like 600 followers, and or 500. I feel like he deserves a lot more.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of work. Humberto, I will. How do I get in touch with you? Can you send my backup Twitter a message?
Let's see if it showed up.
Or here. This is my email since Humberto's coming to Panama tomorrow. What is my email? There.
Good to see Michelle in the chat. Michelle, Doug has signed up. If that's the same Doug is signed up for the crypto course. So shout out to you, Doug.
Awesome. Yeah, you can watch. Yeah. Kinetic says the way the Fed and the U.S. government restricts citizens' rights, the drug and terrorist excuse they use to suppress us affects us vastly less than the stopping of our rights. Yep. And that too, and the one thing that I always get annoyed with is that they always use the kids. They always use the kids as an excuse to stomp on our necks. And I get tired of that. You got to protect the kids, man. The people that are trying to make these laws are the biggest molesters out there, where they're molesters of the people or they're part of the cartels or their own little cartels, So sorry, YouTube, please don't take me down. George Carlin said, it's a big old club and you ain't in it. Oh, goodness. Oh, you're welcome. Doug. Yep, that's Doug. Checks my pulse. I have my other PulseChain shirt, but the one thing I don't like about it is that it's got the pulse in the beginning that it says PulseChain, and then it goes like dead. There's no pulse on it. It's just like person's gone. Whoever made the image didn't think about how that looks. I've had multiple people comment, they're like, Brandy, doesn't PulseChain, don't you want it to be successful? Why is it flatline? Yeah, they always do. They always using kids as an excuse. I do what I do for the kids. Gabriel, I say 2 more weeks. That's my prediction now. End of May. I still think end of May. I know Ben thinks it could be next week or a week after, but I'm thinking end of May. I'm not too worried about it. Whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, at this point, it's like whatever. It could be August. I mean, I'm pretty
2 years is in August, right? Or 2 years is in July.
Yeah. So I think it was Brasology who said he thinks it's going to be then.
Yeah,
I think it was
BTC too. Yeah, Dollar Cost Crypto said that as well. But we're all just pulling this out of our asses. We have no clue.
Yeah.
What? The Hex cruise in 12 hours? You guys are going to have a blast.
Nice. Man, that would be funny if we Pulse launches while everyone's on the cruise.
That would be cool. And they won't have their keys with them.
Then the OGs can't dump on our heads. Just kidding.
Oh, yeah. Gabriel, there's not going to be an announcement from what I understand. He might give you like a 2-hour announcement just to, be ready in 2 hours. We're hitting it, and then that'll be it.
Oh, smart man.
7-14 days. I saw the SpaceX token is out. It's real DeFi. I'd never even heard of it. I just see the rocket. I saw the rocket hit the firmament, and I thought, oh, maybe there is no such thing as space. You guys even know what I'm talking about. The flat earthers will know. I'm not even a flat earther, but the weird stuff that we're seeing it's unexplainable to me with all the education that we've received over the years, and seeing these rockets not get past a certain distance makes you wonder,
I find all that stuff like super interesting, and I don't follow any of these pages, but because it's like one time the post was recommended and I was like, oh, that's weird. And I'm like, let me see what this is. And then now I get these all the time. I'm like, oh man.
If you do one search, especially on TikTok, if you do one search or you like a post, you're going to get a shit ton more. X-Fetty says that shoot slope. Okay. Yeah, Sandra said that was trippy seeing the firmament. If you guys didn't see the rocket launch, and see what happened to it, it just looks like it hit something. It was really weird. It was going up and then boom. I was like, what's going on? All right. So there's something I want to bring up with you because I think that so many people are not paying attention to it. I wrote an article for my newsletter, I think it was last week, talking about things you need to be prepared for a PulseChain launch. And one of them is security and what we should be doing with our tokens at launch. I am sticking to the guns and saying that everybody should be taking all their PulseChain and PulseX that they receive from their sacrifice wallets and immediately sending them to a new wallet, hopefully with a new passphrase and everything, totally separate from their old wallets. I think this is just best practices for PulseChain because you're going to get a lot of airdrops, and that's just. You want to add to that?
Yeah, speaking of a passphrase, I recommend getting a Trezor over a Ledger because the Trezor adding that 25th word is much easier. On Ledger, I don't even know how to do it. Like, it's really weird, but on Trezor, it's really easy. And it just adds that extra security. And we talk about that in the A to Z crypto course, whatever. But I would also say I think that's a great idea, and I'm going to be doing that too. I'm going to be splitting up my PulseX into different wallets. Just be super careful that you don't, send it incorrectly because there's probably going to be a lot of maybe adrenaline. Emotions might be running high, and you're like, "Hey, let me send my stuff," and you're like, I don't know, maybe you're watching a Hex stream at the same, someone's streaming and you're like half paying attention and you're like, oh crap, I just sent my bag like to oblivion. So I actually have that fear. I'm like, oh gosh, I'm going to send all my stuff to like a new wallet. And I'm like nervous. So something awesome about PulseChain is the fees are low. So you can do multiple test transactions. I mean, just take it easy, be super careful. And carve your seed phrase into metal if you can, which we talk about that in the A to Z crypto course. But you can find all the lots of stuff on that on YouTube. And I know K4K has a good video on carving into metal.
Yep.
Yes. Michelle.
Go ahead.
Michelle says, "Can I send my Pulse to Trezor?" Yeah. So you can, and what confuses people, if you look on my YouTube channel at the top, the crypto security, you can add basically your Trezor connects to MetaMask and the security is with the Trezor, but you're using like the MetaMask front end. So it'd be like you're sending it to MetaMask, but it's protected by the Trezor. And that always confuses people until you like actually set it up and see it. So, but yes, Michelle, you can have your Pulse, and PulseX will be in the Trezor, and most likely, well, I guess Trezor is different than Ledger, but if you're using a Ledger, you would just select the Ethereum network on Ledger. That's probably what it'll be. If you've ever used a Ledger, you select Ethereum and it says application is ready, and then you can do your transactions. That's probably how we'll have to use PulseChain, is by selecting Ethereum, I'm guessing, because that's how you use Polygon and layer 2s.
Okay.
Even though Pulse isn't a layer 2, but
absolutely. I just want to bring something up about security too. Is always have a secondary computer, and I'm actually upgrading my computer because mine's old, my crypto computer. So now I went and ordered a refurbished Mac, and I'm putting the link in here on Amazon. It's my affiliate link, so if you guys want to get one, only $384 for a refurbished MacBook Pro, 13-inch. The reason why I only buy Macs is because they last forever. Every single Mac device we've ever owned is still operating perfectly. They get a little bit slow. The older the 8-year-old MacBook with the real skinny one, the Air, MacBook Air, that's my son's computer. That one's a little bit slow, all right, because it's like 8 years old. But I recommend everyone get a hardware device and get a secondary computer. And I know Richard doesn't like Brave, but I like Brave because it's so stripped down. It's Chrome stripped down, and there's a lot less attack points on Brave. So I do recommend that. Or I can't remember the other one that everyone likes to use. What's the other? It's not Chrome. The other thing.
I know MetaMask themselves recommend using Chrome, and I was using Firefox. And
there you go. That's the other one I was thinking of.
Yeah, I'm not using Firefox anymore because I had a bunch of issues. Just the other day, I was trying to do something and I had all these issues, and deleting everything and putting it onto Chrome actually
Okay.
solved my problem. So I was like, okay, screw Firefox.
Just know that Brave is Chrome. It's just stripped down. It doesn't have all the tracker stuff on it that Chrome has. So I
Yeah,
try.
something that that RH Max told me too is using the browser. What browser you use is not as important as making sure you're updating your browser whenever you see updates. So like
They
it
come out
doesn't really
often.
make a difference.
They happen. It happens all the time. I at least once, twice a month, it'll say update.
Yeah. And then with the refurbished MacBook, I was listening to Papa Boner the other night, and he was saying to always make sure to buy your crypto computer brand new. I mean, I guess it'd be fine, but he was just saying you never know who was tampering with it.
Yeah,
But
but they're stripped down, man. I'm not worried. You know,
yeah,
I'm using my Treasure. I'm using it all. You know, okay, I understand. I understand the worries, but I mean, spending $384 on a refurbished one versus going and spending $2,000 on a brand new one. I'm
that's
going to spend the
yeah,
three.
that's kind of thing. I think you know, if you can do the $2,000 comfortably, maybe you'd want to do that, but
Yeah,
it's probably fine.
you're going to be fine. I've
And
never, we never had an issue.
and the thing is, like most people don't get hacked, and you know, I always pay attention to how people got hacked stories. It's never, you know, I've never heard something like that. It's always like something that was like very stupid and obvious, and the person was just lazy, you know. They're
I've
like,
never
oh,
heard
you know,
somebody just getting hacked while their computer was sitting there and all of a sudden their wallet's gone. Everything's drained. It's never that story, right? It's always like, oh, I went to a website, shit. Oh, I opened up this attachment, shit. Or, you know, it's always those
yeah.
type of things. That's how you get
I've
hacked.
had a friend who his wallet was drained, but he had MetaMask without a hardware wallet, and I don't think this was a crypto only computer. I think he was used, so he just had no idea. But there's so many different ways it could have happened. Um, so
Yeah.
yeah, I
Or
mean
you're giving
it's
your passphrase to somebody. That's what happened to
yeah.
X19. He lost millions. You know, he was
I
having
think he went
issues.
on airport Wi-Fi too and had MetaMask on his phone. Maybe I think there was something like that. I
No, no,
don't.
no, no, never.
Yeah, never use. If you have a seed phrase that you created on your through MetaMask on your phone, but then you've now deleted it on your phone and you have it on your computer, that's still not safe. If you have hex stakes that are long term, I have a video on how you can add the seed phrase for that MetaMask to a hardware wallet, and that's as safe as you can make it. It could have already been compromised. We don't know, but if you have liquid crypto in that wallet, transfer it to a new 24-word seed phrase that you get from a hardware wallet. MetaMask not only do they store your seed phrase in the browser, it's also 12 words, which is ideally you'd want the max length, which I believe the max length is 24, and that's what the Trezor and Ledger give you. But again, I think Trezor is a little more user friendly than Ledger.
Yeah, I think so. Basat says that he likes Opera. I did not know
Hmm.
Opera. You know, I'm an Aurochs guy, so I don't think they work with Opera yet, but I'll check it. For the update about Aurochs, Aurochs is a tools company, so they're making tools for crypto. I always like to use the analogy during the great gold rush in California or even up in Alaska. It wasn't the gold miners per se that made all the money. It was the people that provided the tools. And in the crypto ecosystem, Aurochs is one of those companies that's providing the tools. They have a beautiful wallet. They have a trading platform that you can buy and sell crypto right on their platform. You can do all kinds of things. So they're like Trading View's competitor. And I am interviewing Yorgi, the CEO, tomorrow night. And one thing that's cool about Aurochs is that they are looking to go public here this year. And their token URUS, URUS, is a true token that's just for utility. So you have the tokens on your wallet, and when you have the tokens in your wallet, it opens up a whole bunch of applications within the trading system. And if they ever do start charging for these, you get them for free because you have the tokens. it's all based on USD value. So right now it might take you 10 or 20 tokens, but if the price ever goes back to the all-time high of $300, that was a year and a half ago. If it goes back to $300, then you might only need one token. But right now you're going to need a few for like signals. They'll send you signals to your device saying, okay, now's the time to buy or now's the time to sell. It's all stuff for traders, but I'm not one of those people. I don't need all those tools. What I like is the wallet. And the wallet is to me like a stairwell with railings because it protects you and it simulates every transaction. So you click simulate and it tells you whether you're going to get hacked or not. It tells you whether or not the website is safe. It tells you whether or not the contract that you're interacting with is a safe contract, whether it be on Ethereum or PulseChain or wherever it's at. And it also tells it, they have 3 levels for tokens. You have the red level, which tells you this token's not safe. It's known to have bugs. It's known to, drain your wallet. The contract's it's not safe at all. So do not mess with this contract. And then it shows you that the yellow tokens. Yellow tokens are tokens that haven't been vetted yet. They don't know whether they're good or bad, and you can still interact with them. A lot of the Hex ecosystem tokens are yellow, so that's normal. Even the URUS token is still yellow, their own token. So they need to get that fixed. And then you have the green tokens, which is like Ethereum and stuff that's already been vetted over time. So yeah, check it out, the Aurochs wallet, and they have a great referral program that you can grow over time. Imagine being in Binance when Binance first launched. They had this referral program where you could sign up all your friends and family on Binance. And I had friends that signed up thousands of people, and they were making a killing during the bull runs. Well, Aurochs is the same way. So if you sign up thousands of folks, it's going to be a possible nice referral money coming in for a long time. I used BitMEX back in the day. And, I know Richard always makes fun of the people that use referral codes, but I was using my BitMEX referral, or actually my wife's referral, going back to 2014, 2015. And I still get Bitcoin every month from those referral codes because those people still use the account. So, and we only had like 57 referrals. That's the most we ever had. And still, cha-ching, cha-ching. It's not a lot of money, but it's something. But imagine having a couple thousand people who sign up for your Aurochs wallets. And I hope Richard launches his wallet too. I would love to have another option just built for PulseChain. That'd be great. But as of right now, there is not that option. So let's see what Richard does.
Nice.
Ramon says he uses Firefox. VPN, Michelle, that's also a great security feature. I don't normally, but you can get one. See, Sandra just got hers. Telling you, it's just a great. You gotta. I just recommend the MacBooks because they just don't die. I have a pile. Oh wait, my wife took them somewhere. I had a pile of dead PCs that stopped working.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, and I needed to. They would last for 1 year or so. I don't know what it is with PC. They don't last long. But you got to take them apart and destroy the hard drive and do all that kind of stuff. And they just kept piling up.
Yeah, I think with the VPN, you could use a Tor browser as well. That's something RH Max taught me. You can just download Tor, and it's like a browser but it hides your IP. And so a VPN doesn't necessarily help you. It doesn't keep you secure, but it just like hides your location really. So it's up to you.
Exactly. I never used Tor for anything, but
yeah.
I mean, the dark web is not dark.
Huh?
The dark web is not dark. Did you know that? I don't know the exact number, but I think it's about 3% of the internet is actually the web that can be seen. Over 97% or some giant number like that is actually the dark web. That's where everything is happening behind the scenes. The dark web isn't just necessarily where bad things happen. That's where all the real shit happens. All you see up front is the front end. Doug says, I got a MetaMask wallet and a Trezor before I learned how to buy hex protection first. Yeah.
Nice.
Beautiful.
That's smart.
Yay. Updates to MM and Chrome seems like monthly. I actually just turn off that MM extension in Chrome after each use. Not sure if it helps. Thanks for the content. Sparky, I'm not sure if that helps.
I don't think it matters if you have a hardware wallet on all your wallets. I don't think deleting it makes a huge difference because your hardware wallet is like your two-factor authentication. So even if someone guessed the password to your MetaMask, yeah, they could see your balances, I guess, but they wouldn't be able to make any transactions if you have hardware wallets connected to those MetaMask wallets. And just so everyone knows, when you have a hardware wallet connected to your MetaMask, you're going to have a wallet at the very front that's a dummy wallet. Because MetaMask requires you first make a MetaMask wallet before you can connect your hardware wallets. But that MetaMask wallet isn't safe. So you don't want to put any crypto in there. You just have to have it so you can then connect your hardware wallets. So Sparky, I don't think you have to delete it, but you could. I mean, security is like whatever. It's like a spectrum in a sense, you know. So I know people who do that. They delete MetaMask and everything after, and then anytime they want to use it, they like create another dummy wallet or enter the seed for their dummy wallet and then connect their hardware wallet and then do what they need to do. So
that seems like too much work for me. I don't want to deal with that. I couldn't stand the ledger, man. My ledger used to drive me crazy. And before it died, you know, that's why I touched the Trezor, because my ledger did die on me after about 3 years. It was a Ledger Blue, if you guys even know what that is. It kind of looks like a little cell phone over the colored screen, and it wouldn't communicate with MetaMask anymore. And I gave up. I said, you know what, screw you. And I'm not replacing it because I didn't have anything in their wallet. I didn't have anything on the addresses, so I just gave up.
Yeah, I think I've had more issues with Ledger than Trezor for sure. Nice to see Schwans of House Donner.
I want a Donner kebab. Who wants a Donner kebab? You even know what that is?
Yeah, that's good.
Oh man,
in Portugal. I don't know what Grid Plus Lattice one is. I have no idea what that is.
It's a new hardware wallet, and I checked it out. Sandra was recommending it, and it's intense, man. It's like the next level of security. If you look at a Trezor compared to one of those, it's like Trezor's a lazy man's security.
Yeah, I've heard of these wallets that are like air gapped. So I actually had a client, and she and her husband needed help with one of those like air gap wallets. They're brand new to crypto. They could barely like they were struggling just to send money off the exchange because there was all these. It was like confusing. And so I was like, look, this thing is like, I could figure it out, you know, like I'd be able to use it. But if you're new, I think those things could just be way too confusing for you, depending on who you are. So also, and I think Trezor and Ledger, they have their reputation and they have the time and they've proven that they're secure. So they have more to lose. Like they don't want to hurt their reputation and lose the millions and millions they're making a lot of money, Ledger and Trezor, so they have more incentive to make sure their product works, and they've been battle tested longer. So I don't stray out of Ledger or Trezor, and I get emails or DMs from hardware wallet companies. They're like, hey, would you do a review of a hardware wallet? And even though like that's a good thing, people get hardware wallets, I don't feel comfortable like promoting a hardware wallet that isn't Ledger or Trezor.
Yeah, no problem. This is not what you want to use, but I'm not going to go out there and make videos promoting them. Maybe I'll do a blog post on it or something and on the website, nopermissions.com, when we start that up. But I'm not going to go out and on purpose make a make a review of a hardware. Sparky says, "Oh, I mean, you can turn off the extension in Chrome extension settings, not recreating a new one each time." Oh, yeah, I know what you're saying. People are having the problem right now that have Aurochs wallet. They put Aurochs and Chrome on the same browser, and you have to, in order to get them to operate, you have to turn one of the extensions off because they both use the same pathway. So you got to turn one off at a time. Sandra says, Lattice One requires you to click permission along the way. I hope you do your due diligence, Ben. It's worth your attention. Yeah,
I'll check it out, but I take a lot of knowledge from Papa Boner because he's kind of like the king of security in the hex space.
It's because of him I started taking it serious. I got the extra computer. Yeah. I was using the extra computer, and he made me feel like I was really lax on security. I've never had an issue. I've never been hacked personally. My wife's WireX account was hacked, but that was 2017. That was something in her name, and it got hacked because of her Google account, not my Google accounts. I use 2FA on everything. And that's another thing we need to talk about, using 2FA on all of your social media accounts. Use it. Why not? It's there. Your Twitter account, your Gmail accounts, your YouTube account, 2FA it all. That way you don't have to worry about your account getting hacked and someone pretending that they're you and asking for money, and that people are going to blame you for that. You don't want that to happen.
Yeah, and I would say if you can use 2FA with the Google Authenticator app as opposed to your phone number, that's a better move as well.
Yep. I really love the different seed phrase storage trinkets like CryptoTag. Cool. I never heard of that. There's so many things. I had a friend, he swore by using a YubiKey on his computer. In order for his computer to be accessed, he had a YubiKey. And so that was another level of security. So say, for example, I go on vacation and my laptop is sitting in the closet, and someone comes into my house and they steal my laptop and they try to hack it. Well, if you have a YubiKey set up, they can't even access the basics of your computer. So I think that'd be pretty badass.
Yeah.
Master Hex, what's up? I don't even know what Arculus and Descent is. That's how out of touch I am.
Sounds like Greek philosophers or something.
Yeah. Chop and Brock, I got this from, what's his name? Goodness, he's going to kill me now. He's the one that keeps sending me my hats. Jeez, I'm sorry. There is no store for these. He just sends them to people. Sorry, he's going to kill me. I just one absent-minded there for a second. Don't be cheap, Randy. Cheap for what? What am I being cheap about, Pac-Man? I spend money like crazy, man. My wife's like, you're like water. Money is like water in your hands. It's like fluid and just runs through your fingers. I'm like, well, I like to have stuff. I'm a big on security stuff. I'm big on survival stuff. I'm big on books and things like that. And like spending money on blue light glasses. I like that kind of shit. And got over 40 supplements.
Nice.
Not cheap by any means. Oh, goodness. It was funny. Yeah. Papa B shout out. I carefully listened to him and he helped me set up back in main chat days. Yeah. He's been great. Yeah. Let's keep it simple. That's what I'm trying to do, man. And life and in crypto, it's just, I don't want to be too complicated. It took me a while to get back into the idea of having a hardware wallet. I didn't have one for 3 years. Didn't even bother with one. And I kind of regret it, but it's okay. I'm there. And now I have another new computer coming that the hardware wallet will be there. And then all the PulseChain and PulseX will be sent to that new computer. I'm hoping to be just an LP provider. So I don't have to do anything with my Pulse and PulseX. Just let it sit there and earn INC tokens as a farming method. And hopefully over time, that'll just build up and I won't have to ever worry about selling my cryptos. One of my friends, he's a professional surfer out of Nazaré, big wave surfer.
Nice.
Yeah. Nazaré is in Portugal. He participated in the ICO for Ethereum back, I think it was 30 cents in the ICO. He's never sold his Ethereum. Right. And I look at a guy like him and I think, holy shit, I wish I had that chance. Here it is. Here's our chance. We have this chance to do the same thing that this guy did. And he's never sold one of his Ethereum. He just sits on it like an egg. And that's the smartest decision I've ever heard anyone do in crypto. Even better than holding Bitcoin forever. Ethereum, I think, is just going to produce, and it's just this next bull run probably do another 20x. It's going to outperform Bitcoin. It won't outperform PulseChain. It won't outperform Hex, but I think it'll outperform Bitcoin. And for someone that got into crypto as early as him, that was a really good decision. So, and he let me know that he sacrificed for PulseChain. So now he's getting into Pulse. Yeah. Hexadl. Good to see you, sir. Yeah. So that, I think that's some of the things we're going to talk about in the course is how to take profits, how to stake, how to have, be able to take something and have the ability to wait with a delayed gratification. Hex definitely changed my perspective, but I still do minor trading. Nothing like I used to. I used to make multiple trades per day. Now I'm lucky to do 2 or 3 trades a month. I don't need to do a lot of trades. The only thing that I continually sell, and people hate me for it, is I sell my Hedron, but it's not a ton. I'm not a shark by any means. I'm just a mid-range dolphin. So I get my Hedron. I use it to gamble with. So that money you see me play on Thursday nights, that's my Hedron money. And, the casino Thursday nights, people are like, oh, Randy, you shouldn't sell your Hedron. It's free. It's manna from heaven. Let's see. What's this guy? Ace the Alien. What token do you guys think we'll earn with PulseX single-side staking? Is it PRT? The party token?
I forgot about that token.
It's PRT.
I can't. I don't know. It's a good question.
But that one, that was just a placeholder name. That's not the real name. So dual-sided staking will receive LP tokens. LP tokens could then be staked in order to receive INC tokens. You don't, it might have like 10 million LP tokens. That doesn't translate into 10 million INC. You just have to farm those, and then you'll start gaining some INC tokens. That's how that one works. PRT, we're not quite sure yet. We're waiting for that update in V4. Hopefully we'll see it this week on PulseX. So I think the reason why I don't think that PulseChain is going to launch in the next couple of weeks is because I think we have a lot of updates to roll out. One of them is single-sided staking or Uniswap version 3, which came available on April 1st. I think Richard would like to see that, launched, and so that we can play with it. And that'll give us single-sided staking. And also I'd like to see us have the limit orders before mainnet launch. If we don't have limit orders for mainnet launch, I'm going to be really disappointed because I think limit orders keeps people from wrecking themselves. It's just it's a great tool because you can sit down, you can set up your limit orders and say for example, you see a giant green candle and you're like, oh, okay, I gotta sell, right? And then you forget a zero, wrecked on a market buy or a market sell. Well, with limit orders, you go in, you could be real careful with it. You can go slow. You could just put 10 limit orders in at one time. And I think that's just a better play. And it's keeps people from destroying their wallets. Yep. The V4 pump, because all the free DAI. Absolutely. DAI's been, I didn't like that. Actually, that was V3. Excuse me. V3 had unless there's DAI on V4 now too, but when I looked at it 2 days ago, there was no DAI. You're allowed to mint as much DAI as you want on V3. And that caused the prices to get really out of whack because it's like a fake casino. You got the ability to mint as much money as you want. And it caused things to get really goofy real quick. Incentive token was over $1,000, and that was due to that exact thing. Make as much pump as you bring as much pump as you want. See, PLS is like 800x up from the SAC rate.
Nice.
Okay, so maybe DAI is available. Oh yeah. I heard that Richard announced that today. This one right here, the bridge is live on V4. I haven't played with it yet, but I did see that tweet this morning. Why not use clean computer for a few good wallets and keep them offline? Should do the trick. Yeah, exactly, Pac-Man. That's what I'm doing. That's exactly what I'm doing. I just think it makes sense. The free mock DAI is on Sepolia. Okay. All right, cool. I saw that the Maximus DAO guys tweeted out all the links, including the Sepolia link. Are there any positives that come from people, noobs, getting wrecked when PLS goes live? I'm trying to think of RH motivation as to why not have limit orders. The positive are that people like me, you know, I'm one of the, I take advantage of lack of knowledge, and I have no problem with it. If you're not willing to go educate yourself, you're not willing to take the time, I'm willing to take your money. That's I'm a bottom dweller, man. I'm like I'm the guy in the bottom, the catfish that's sucking up and carp. It's just sitting at the bottom, just gobbling everything up. And if you guys are willing to make the mistakes and not willing to educate yourself, I'm willing to take your money. That's just how it is.
Yeah, I don't think Richard Hart is like intentionally like, let me wreck these noobs. I don't think that's the thinking at all with that.
I've talked about the in the no permissions in our no permissions group when we do our strategy calls. I talk about my stink orders. My stink orders are the limit orders that are really low that'll sit there for 6 months. They might not do anything for 6 months. Then one day someone's drunk trading, bam, and all of a sudden Randy's got a shit ton of stuff for really cheap. Using a, yeah, you're right. Tuga69. Hi, Randy. Hi, Ben. Give us some excitement about your PLS price prediction at launch. My prediction is 0.003. Greetings from Portugal. So that's a 30x, right? Does that sound right?
Yeah, that'd be a 30x.
So 30x is totally doable. I still don't think we have 100x until 3 months in, just like Tron did. Tron did a 30x. Remember, guys, layer ones don't tend to outperform. Layer ones do good, all right? But only a few have done the thousands of X. And just go look at all the history of all the layer ones. And it's very rare that one does serious performance. So I'm still thinking 100x in 90 days, though. What do you think?
I don't know. I kind of think it'll launch at a 10x if I had to choose. I honestly don't know, though, and I'm kind of prepared for anything.
10x is pretty amazing, though.
That'd be great. I mean, that's kind of what I thought. That's what I've thought since day one. Like I was like, oh, it'll open at a 10x. And I'm just basing that because that's what Ethereum did.
That's what eFiat did. eFiat did, I think it was 10x off the gate. And that's normal for a launch. If you get in, I had a guy, excuse me, that was in my private trading group on Facebook back in the day. This was just a whole bunch of whales, and I was like the smallest guy in the group. It was just my group. And these guys would hop from ICO to ICO to ICO to ICO to ICO. And by the time 2017 was done, these guys turned like 50,000 into like 10 million just from hopping ICOs. And I'm like, how, guys, why didn't you let me know how to do this? They're like, man, it just happens so quick. You see a new ICO, you just throw your money at it, and then it does a 10x, you sell out. And then you go to the next one and you take the same amount that you started with the last one, except now you can do 10 more ICOs. That's how crazy 2017 was. There were so many ICOs. They were like 3 or 4 a day were coming out. And these guys were just throwing money at everything, hoping for a 10x. And they did. If they didn't get the 10x, they still got a 2x because we're in a serious bull market and everything was going up. So they took out millions of dollars. And these weren't the smartest people around. All they knew is that they were like people who flip houses. It's no different than people that flip houses. You go in and you're buying something cheap, you're fixing it up, and you're selling it for a lot more money. You keep doing that because the market's hot. But when the market cools down, it doesn't work anymore. So then they had to go find work or do something else with their time, right?
Yeah, I think people got it all wrong. There's a lot of really stupid rich people, a lot of really poor smart people, but then you kind of have to think, well, what does it mean to be smart? What does it mean to be stupid? And it's all kind of subjective at the end of the day, I guess.
Yeah. Pac-Man, not a bad trade. I mean, I think it's going to follow the launch phase of almost every crypto. People always tell me, oh, PulseChain is going to be different. Man, you guys told me that about Hex too. And Hex big payday was exactly what I fucking expected, except I listened to everybody and I didn't sell before the big news. And I could have bought back and had 3 times the bag, and I didn't do it. I staked everything out for average of 6 years at the time, and the following day, I'm like, oh my God, why did I listen to these noobs? I knew exactly what to do. I was so pissed, man. I was like, why am I listening to these people? This isn't my first rodeo. I knew better. But I'm not listening to those folks this time. Funk Master Heck says, hey, don't just blame the drunk traders. Drunk traders, they make people rich. They're there for a reason. Oh no, that's a long wait for 100x. Yeah, this is crypto. And then buy them back to the dip, which should be 18 hours to 2 days between. Okay. Heck yeah. Well, it wasn't just the newbies. It was the Hex community. The Hex community as a whole were just so strong about, oh, you have to stake and you have to get these big payday tokens. I shouldn't even have cared about big payday. I should have just sold my tokens in the buy the rumor, sell the news event and bought back the next day. And I'd have way more tokens than even my big payday would pay me. And then I could have staked the day afterwards for 15 years or 11 years or 12 years, then built a ladder. That's what I should have done. But no, Randy, like everybody else, fell into the FOMO. and you guys remember, and people used to get mad at me because I used to mention this. Do you remember how rich you felt with your Hex when about 2 months before big payday, your thing said you're going to get so many millions of free coins on big payday? And then a couple days before, the OA just like came in and started staking a bunch of Hex, and then the amount you got cut in half, then got cut in half again. You're like, oh man.
Yeah, that sucked. I would have bought a lot more Hex if I understood that was going to happen. And I didn't even know what the OA was. I saw people talking about the OA. I was like, what is that? I was like, what's going on? I was like, oh, well.
Yeah. But Hex HODL, I could have had, I didn't need the big payday coins. I would have had way more if I would have just done what I always do and just staked it out. Yep, Pac-Man, block the noise. Some people come into money, but they're not intelligent, so they get lazy and dumb. Poof. Yeah, that's what happens. Poof.
I think some people, too, think Richard Hart talks about the Dunning-Kruger. It's like they went to like, such and such school with the fancy name and they have a such and such degree. They're like, oh, like I know what to do. This mainstream news article told me to do this. And then, like money's like a whole different thing. I think people just don't know about, like, you got to think for yourself. I think.
Absolutely. And so many people don't. I saw a study, I say we, but I saw a study last week talking about Pareto's law. And I'm a big fan of Pareto's law, the 80-20 rule. I've been talking about it online for 12 years. It's the most important thing in our lives. 80% of people don't do something while 20% do. And it's the same thing with the whole PulseChain testnet V4. 80% of you guys aren't going to do shit on V4. You're not going to learn how to use it. You're not going to play with it. You're not going to spend hours over there. You're just going to wait until mainnet to launch. And then you're going to start having to play catch up and learn on those days, right? And then there's the 20% of us. The 20% of us who go in every day and play a little bit and learn every update that's coming out, get ready. Or we just learn one thing, like me. One I'm focused on is LP. I want to be an LP provider, right? Some people are learning how to be a validator. They're doing those kind of things so that they can earn income from being a validator. The key rule is get out and do something. Learn something new, because 80% of people would rather just go sit down on their freaking TV and watch TV or watch Netflix instead of spending time learning how to get rich. And I think we have the grand opportunity over the next year with PulseChain. We can get disgustingly rich off of this platform and off of this silo. When I say silo, you have the Ethereum silo, we're going to have the PulseChain silo, and you're not going to have to go outside of the PulseChain silo too much in order to build massive wealth. And, they say, don't say that's not financial advice, or say that's not financial advice. Screw that, man. That is financial advice. Learn, pay attention, become an expert in it, and you're going to do very well. People are just so freaking lazy. It annoys the hell out of me when someone says to me, I had a comment on my live stream the other night saying that, oh, Randy, the social media scammer is teaching people about crypto. Yo, man, you know how well I did in social media? I dominated. I freaking dominated. And then when crypto came out, the crypto companies were coming to me because they needed help with social media. So me going out and having all these accounts, I used to have so many, 20 Twitter accounts, 20 Google Plus accounts, about 15 Facebook pages. I had all kinds of stuff, man, for SEO purposes. The Pinterest pages out the wazoo, it was nuts. And people may call me a scammer for doing that, but I became an expert at what I did. And then people paid me to post stuff for them. And that's just how we started building our little empire. So I believe in the 80-20 rule, be part of the 20 and then break the 20% down again, do the 80-20 again, and just be in that top 1% or 1/2 of 1% and dominate whatever you're doing. And I see people in the Hex community are doing that. And those guys and gals are going to just make a shit ton of money when PulseChain launches.
There's a good lesson from The Subtle Art of Not Giving Enough. And the guy's like, you don't want to be normal. Like, he's like, if you're different, like, that's awesome. Like, why would you want, because most people, especially today, you look at, I don't know, statistics, like most people I think are out of shape. They're probably in debt. We're getting incentivized to take on debt more and more. I don't want to be like most people. I love people, love seeing people, but sometimes I'd get, I don't know, be like, oh, I wish I was more normal. And I'm like, no, I don't. I'm like, wait a second. I'm pretty glad to just think for myself and do my own thing.
Critical thinking's dying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pac-Man says, hold on. Pac-Man says, when I want to sell PulseX, Pulse, etc. at top, let's say into ETH and Pulse Network, need to be careful that it is the wrapped version, correct? Yeah, there will only be one kind of Ethereum. It'll be the wrapped version. So, sorry. What were you saying, Ben?
Oh, I can't remember.
I think we've been talking over a little bit. There's a little bit of a delay. So I'm sorry, guys, if you're listening and we're talking over a little bit, but it has something to do with the delay. Liquid Hex gets diluted over time. Make it work for you by staking and mining. Yep. Over 90%. Yeah, I'm 100% staked now. After I sold at 12.2 cents, I didn't have any Hex left.
That 12.2 cents was one of those times that, like, I don't know. It's good to just mention how people on Twitter, a lot of, similar to your big payday story, a lot of people on Twitter were like, I'm buying more. You're an idiot if you're selling right now. And then what do you know? It was just one of those situations.
Crypto Cat Doge, don't just stake your coins and you'll be fine. Have a long time horizon. If you guys missed the pump to 12.6 cents, let's talk about this now because it's the elephant in the room. You and I both sold over 12 cents. We both felt our guts, and we did this separately. I didn't even talk to you. We both did it. we both had that gut feeling that the energy was dissipating. So it's time to get out, right?
I was literally practicing for when Pulse and PulseX are here because Matty Allen came on my channel. We had a moonterview and he said, you can practice selling green candles because it's like the 80-20 thing. It's like, and I've been in that large percentage where you see the green candle and you see Twitter and you see Telegram and you see everyone saying, you're an idiot if you're selling right now. You are an idiot if you're selling. You need to be buying. And you see people saying, I just bought more because I know we're going to keep going. We just did a 10x. If we do all we need is a 2x and your bag's going to be worth this. Like you're so stupid. You're going to sell now. And then you have the guy, and you probably have some people saying that kind of stuff and they're sitting there selling going like, ha ha ha. Then you also have the guys who just aren't saying anything and they're like, I see. This is one of those moments. So that's what I felt at the 12 cents. I was like, okay, this just seems a little like overblown.
Yeah,
we weren't pumping anymore. I was like,
yep,
this is a good time to practice taking some profit.
Listen, it's like that Homer Simpson moment with the bushes. I just sink into the bushes. I'll be telling you to buy. And then when it starts getting overheated, I'm like, bye. That's exactly what happened for me in 2021 when Hex was over 40 cents. I stopped telling people buy hex. I said we're overheated. Privately, I was telling people we're overheated, so I'm out. I had a hex stake come out. I got to sell at 44 cents. And then this time I sold at 12.2. And what I do with the profits? I just bought Icosa, because right now the hot coin or the hot token in the hex ecosystem is Icosa up until August. It's got massive gains up until August because Alex, there's some kind of bonus that he added to the Icosa staking, and it's paying very nicely, but that goes away in August. So after that, it's going to be hard to get the massive yield in Icosa, but at this current time, it's definitely paying off. But what? Can't wait to see PulseX, and other hexes unfold. The future is bright. Yes, it is. Chaotic creations. Don't know you, Randy. Using known and effective and proven marketing strategies, scamming to people who know absolutely nothing about marketing. Absolutely. Yeah. Look at Richard. Johnny, thanks for showing up. Richard is a master marketer. There's certain types of people that most public folks do not like, and one of them is marketers. They can't stand marketers. They think that what we do is shady. And yeah, I agree. There's a lot of spammy type people out there. But nothing I ever did was meant to harm people. I did things to inform people. I did things to build my business. I did things to help other people. Like I worked with a lot of tour companies, hostels, that kind of stuff in the past. And that's the people I was building up, right? And I just used my large network online to help those folks improve their SEO. And then the crypto markets came along, and the crypto companies asked me to help them. And out of those 40 companies that I launched, at least 5 or 6 are still going strong. So that's a pretty good number, because crypto in general, 99% seem to fail. It's pretty normal for them to last less than a year. James. Yep, was out Hex 12s, and when Pulse comes out, Hex can hit 0.018's area again. I won't buy Hex until I see it back to those levels, or 0.03 area. Pac-Man, that's quite possible for especially eHex, but I just don't think, because we're not getting the pump, we're not going to get as big of a dump. I think that's what Richard's plan is here. He doesn't want to see the big dump. He doesn't want people talking shit about Hex after PulseChain launches. Because all these Ethereum folks, they're only going to pull up the Ethereum chart. They're not going to look at the PulseChain chart of Hex. They're only going to look at the Ethereum version. So if we would have pumped to 50 cents and then dropped back down to 5 cents, everyone would be like, oh my God, Hex is done. It's finished. And it would have been a bad marketing moment for Hex. And I think Richard wants to avoid that. DJ Pollywood. How much percentage of your Pulse or PulseX do you put for liquidity providing? I don't know yet, Bureau. I would maybe 50%. I think 50% sounds safe.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to do any percent. I'm not a fan of
MacBook once every 5 years makes no sense if you gave money. What do you mean, Micah? How you doing, Ian? AJ Create. Hey, old school. Haven't seen you in a while. Welcome. Oh, okay, I get it. I'm going cheap. I'm not one of those people. There's only a few things I definitely need to have brand new. I grew up in a frugal family. My family was definitely on the frugal side, even though my dad was pretty wealthy. I think the reason why I came from a family where my real dad got wealthy because he was so frugal, right? And I don't see a reason to spend $2,000 on a MacBook when I can get a nice refurbished one for $350 or $400 or something. And that's just how I feel. Everyone's different. I'm not too worried about it though. My phones, obviously, they seem to get outdated really quick. But Mac computers, they seem to last forever, man. These things are like bulletproof. I love it. My iMac here, this one thing's awesome, and it's 2 years old and it runs like it's brand new. So I definitely recommend a Mac if you're using it as a computer. DJ Paul Hewin says, listening to you guys on the drive to Fort Lauderdale for the Hex cruise. Man, you guys got me jealous right now. AGLD. What is that? Is that a gold back token? CryptoCat Doge says, some are saying fiat can hit a few dollars before PulseChain launch. What are your thoughts?
I don't know.
People can speculate all they want, but fiat was built for PulseChain, not for Ethereum. That's my feelings about that. It was a nice airdrop, though. Thank you, guys. Paul Sachs, I like the V2 position because I don't mind the impermanent loss, right? So if I have PulseChain and PulseX as a pair, I love both tokens, so I don't care which one I end up with. So you can keep that pair going for 5 or 10 years, and for 5 or 10 years, you're earning tokens 24/7, LP tokens for having that position, not LP tokens. Sorry, you're earning incentives for having that 24/7. It's a win-win. That's why I like the version 2. Now the version 3, we don't know how the PRT token is going to work yet, so let's wait. Okay, never heard of it, but I am a fan of gold. eFiat. V5 is coming on May. Come on, Pat, man. Give us a break here. All right, Ben. So we've been going over an hour. I appreciate you coming on. I'll let you go ahead and show the course one more time, then we'll end the broadcast.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It should be a pretty awesome course. The way I see it, I think you're going to learn a little about a lot. We just give you basic understanding of a bunch of different stuff in the space. You don't need to be a coder tech guru to make money in crypto, So I think it's just a really good course if you're just curious to learn more. I myself took courses when I was a beginner. I'm really happy I did. It helped give me like a better understanding of just what I was involved in. And on top of just the course itself, we're going to have some really awesome one-on-one. I say one-on-one, but it's more like Q&A story times with me and Randy. And then we're going to have some special guests. And there's stuff also not included in the description. So we're really going for the under promise, over deliver. Because I just want to help people learn, and I want to make sure you get more than what you paid for, as any good, business or idea should do, I think. So yeah, if you want to sign up, that'd be awesome. The deadline is May 22nd, because we're then going to have a week before we actually start the course. And within that week, we'll probably put everyone who signed up in a Telegram, and then we'll kind of like, get ready for the course. And if you got work or whatever and you can't make it, you can access all the recordings and should be good. So,
all right. Well, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. I hope everyone enjoyed the show, and we'll do this more often. And I think I need to do more live streams with other people too, because to get another perspective. But don't worry, my Sunday through Thursday thing isn't going away. It's difficult to do it every day, but once you get into a habit, like I've been going to the gym every day now for 2 weeks straight.
Nice,
getting to a habit, doing something every day just makes things easier. So I appreciate it. And Funkmaster Hex said something about he said something about the Texan token, or no, James Bridge said something about the Texan token. I own it. That's all I think it'll do fine. Let's fucking go. All right. Cheers, everybody.
See you guys.